Hey, let's talk about something no one tells you when you start working from home. Your office. It might be the reason you're stuck. Not your schedule, not your mindset, not even your third cup of coffee. It's the room you're sitting in right now because most home offices are designed to look productive, not to make you creative. But today I'm going to show you how to fix that. I'll be honest. When I first designed my home office, I made every mistake you can imagine. It was minimal, neutral, professional, yet boring. It looked like a tech startup in a therapist waiting room had a baby, and not a cute one. No wonder I felt stuck. I wasn't designing a space for flow. I was designing a space for punishment. And listen, if your chair is stiffer than your morning motivation, we've got a problem. Here's the truth. Your mind doesn't respond to to-do lists. It responds to your senses. Sound, light, texture, scent. If your space feels dull, your thoughts will too. That's why biophilic design inspired by nature, isn't just nice. It's medicine. Natural light boosts serotonin. Wood calms the nervous system. Plants improve focus. Yes, your fiddle fig tree might be more productive than you. I remember adding a branch I picked up on a hike, softening the light, lighting a cedarwood candle, and playing ambient sound in the background. And my brain just unclenched, like I could finally exhale. Let's get even more real. If your office chair costs less than your sneakers, don't be shocked when your back hurts more than your feet. We don't talk about it enough, but bad ergonomics are the creativity killers. That neck tension, that 3 p.m. crash, that mental fog, it's not burnout. It's your nervous system asking for help. Design isn't about how your space looks, it's about how it treats your body. Your chair, your lighting, your air quality, that's not fluff, that's fuel. And since I design with your whole well-being in mind, let me share something that changed the way I work. If you're experiencing energy crashes in the afternoon, it might not be your lighting or your posture. It could be what you had for breakfast. I used to start my mornings with something sweet. Yogurt, fruit, even a croissant if I felt fancy. By 2 p.m., I was drained. Then I made one switch. Savory breakfast, eggs, veggies, a bit of fat, even soup sometimes. The energy carried me all day. Pro tip, save the sweet stuff for dessert. Not your brain's launch sequence. And if you want to take it even further, try a walking desk. Let your space move with your energy, not against it. This isn't just interior design, this is energy design. I worked with a screenwriter who had written anything in nearly a year. She thought she had writer's block, but when I walked into her office, I didn't see writer's block. I saw beige walls, fluorescent lights, and a sad desk she assembled during a breakup. We redesigned everything. Warm wood, soft textures, mood lighting, a plant she named Tina. 3 weeks later, she called me. I wrote 40 pages. I don't know what happened, but I feel like myself again. I knew what happened. Her space stopped criticizing her and started collaborating. This isn't about pretty wallpaper or cute desk accessories. This is about building an environment that anticipates your best self. Before you even sit down, if your current office feels like a cage, it's time to build a clearing. One that whispers, "You've got this," instead of screaming, "Clock in, robot." So, if you've been struggling to focus, to create, to feel anything but meh, it's not your fault. It's your environment, and it's fixable. I've helped creatives, entrepreneurs, and everyday humans design home offices that don't just look better, but work better. If you want a space that supports your creativity, your flow, your posture, your energy, let's talk. Drop a comment, subscribe for more, or click the link below to follow a conversation. Because the next big idea, it's waiting on the other side of a better room.